Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am super excited to show you how to create a generative AI app using Retrieval Augmented Generation or RAG. Imagine having an AI that not only generates content but also retrieves the most relevant information from external sources to enhance its responses. Sounds amazing, right? By the end of this tutorial, you will have your very own RAG-powered AI app up and running. We will start by setting up our environment, then dive into the step-by-step procedure and finally integrate the retrieval and generation components. Don't worry if you are new to this, I will guide you through each step. So grab your coffee and let's get started. Let's start with the basic. So all of you knows about large language models, LLMs. So LLMs such as ChatGPT are trained using public internet data available at the time of training. So they can answer queries about the data they were trained on. So this public data may not be adequate to suit all of your requirements. So you might want questions addressed based on your personal information or private data or the organizational data, or some of the public data could just have been out of date. So the solution to this dilemma is retrieval augmented generation. That is RAG, a pattern in AI that use an LLM to create solutions using your own data. So retrieval augmented generation is a framework for blending generative models such as ChatGPT 3 or 4 with retrieval systems. So instead of solely relying on the knowledge based embedded within a model, which can be static or limited by its training cutoff date, RAG AI dynamically retrieves up to date relevant information from external data sources such as documents, vector databases, or the web. So, with these search results, it helps the system answer questions with more accurate and contextually relevant responses. Okay. The choice of an information retrieval system is essential because it determines the LLM's inputs. So the information retrieval system should include indexing methods that load and update at scale for all of your data, query capability and relevance modifications, security, global reach, and dependability for data and operations. For indexing, integration with embedding models is required, as is retrieval using chat or language understanding models. So, Azure AI Search is a proven solution for information retrieval in a RAG architecture. It provides indexing and query capabilities with the infrastructure and security of the Azure cloud. So, through code and other components, you can design a comprehensive RAG solution which includes all of the elements for generative AI over your proprietary content. So, a high level summary of the pattern of custom RAG pattern for Azure AI search is firstly start with a user question or request. So, we are calling it as prompt. Then send it to the Azure AI search to find relevant information. Return the top ranked search results to an LLM, and then the last option, use the natural language understanding and reasoning capabilities of the LLM to generate a response to the initial prompt. Okay, so this is an overview about RAG. Now we are going to, so our goal of this video tutorial is to generate or create or deploy a generative AI by using Retrieval Augmented Generation or RAG. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, to start with the step-by-step procedure, I have logged into my Azure portal. So first I'm going to do is create an Azure AI search resource. So for our generative AI app solution, will integrate custom data into a prompt flow. So to support this integration, we need Azure AI search resource with which to index our data. So for that purpose, I'm going to create an Azure AI search resource. By clicking on AI search, if you not found, so this is a recent services used list. So if you didn't find this AI search over here, you can just search over the home search box and you can select from there. Okay, so here I have selected AI search and going to create the resource by clicking on plus create, and here it is subscription already selected. I'm going to create a new resource group. So this is a travel agency based data I'm going to add. So I'm just provide a travel search resource group. Okay, now clicking on OK, and the service name also I'm just providing travel search service, and the location I'm selecting as East US, and the standard pricing tab keeping. If you want to select a free pricing tier also, you can select that. So it is for 50 MB storage also it will allow. Okay, that is based on which type of data or how many data you're going to add in your project. So based on that, so I'm going to select standard. Okay, and in the scale and the network, I'm not going to do anything. And the tags is for any resources which you are deploying in your Azure portal. This is for identifying the resources, okay, based on the tags like the key value pair. If you want to identify your resources based on your department, so you can provide key as department and value as your department name. So same way you can provide different tags. Now, so here I'm not going to provide any tags. Okay, as per your requirement, you can provide that too. Then review plus create for validating the search service configurations which I have entered. Okay. Now, after successfully completing the validation, you can click on create to create this search service resource. Okay, so validation is successfully done. Then create. So this will get a few moments to be deployed. So it's showing deployment is in progress. We can wait for until the deployment completed successfully. Yeah, it is completed successfully. We can go to resources and you can see our travel search service resources created. Now go to your Azure Foundry. Our next task is for creating an Azure AI project. So for that we have to come over here in the Azure AI Foundry and click on plus create project, and here you can enter your project name. So here travel project AI, then click on the customize and provide the hub name travel hub. Then subscription auto selected, and resource group you can select the resource group which you have used for creating your search resources. Then select the same location as well and connect Azure AI resource services. You don't need to change anything, and from here you just select your Azure AI search resource which you have created in your previous task. Now click on next. Okay, review and just click for creating the project. So in few moments this project will get provisioned. Please wait for some time. Okay, so now our project is created. So you can see the endpoints and keys over here. So if you want to see all the endpoints, you click on view all endpoints, And here are the project details. You can see if you want to add users and if you want to view the quota. Okay, so here you can open it in our management center. So our next task is for deploying models. So we are going to deploy two models to implement this solution. So one is an embedding model to vectorize text data for efficient indexing and processing, a model that can generate natural language responses to questions based on your data. Also, we are going to create so two models now. So for that, firstly, you have to go there in the My Assets, and under My Assets, Models plus Endpoints, just click and click on Deploy Model, and here Deploy Base Model. You can click on it. And from here, the first model which we are going to create is a text model. So text embed ADA 002. So this model outperforms all the earlier embedding models on text search, code search, and sentence similarity task, and gets comparable performance on text classifications. So this is also a part of GPT-3 model family. Just confirm it, and here the deployment name of this particular model, it appeared automatically, and deployment type you can keep it as standard, and click on the customize here model version, and connected AI resource keep as default, then 5k tokens per minute rate limit keep, and then disable the dynamic quota limit. The rest of the things keep as default, then click on deploy to deploy your first model. Now I'm going to uh, create or deploy another model which can generate natural language responses to questions based on your data. So that is GPT 3.5 Turbo. For that, again click on models plus endpoints, and here deploy base model, and here GPT 3.5 Turbo, select, and here just confirm it. Okay, and the name, deployment name, standard deployment type. Click on customize and make the tokens per minute as 5k, and the rest of the things keep as default, and dynamic quota should be disabled. Now deploy. So two models we have deployed now. Now our next task is for adding data to your project. So this is like, okay, we have already some travel brochures in PDF format. Okay, and that data I'm going to add over here. So how we are going to add? Here in my assets, again, data plus indexes plus new data, and here in the data source you can click on upload files, and upload files or folder, click on upload folder, and from the location you can select the folder which you want to upload. So here I have already selected that. Now it is loaded all the files. Now click on next, and here I am just providing the name, brochures or travel brochures. Okay, now click on create. So this is created. The data is listed, you can see under brochures folder, and the data details you can see here, and the data links also. Okay, now the next task is, this is the very important task of this project, okay, or this video tutorial. Create an index for your data. So you have added already the data source to the project. Now we are going to use it to create an index in Azure AI search resources. Okay. So for that, again, go to my assets and data plus indexes, click on index tab. Okay. Now click on new index, and from here select your data source. So data in Azure AI Studio. Okay, select that, and travel brochure we have to select. This is the data source. Now click on next, and here select Azure AI storage. We have to select Azure AI search, and the vector index name travel index. Okay, and virtual machine by default auto select selected and click on next. Here vector settings, you can select add vector search if it's not selected, and already this connection what we have used for previous search resources, it's already there, and we have just select that and click on next. After reviewing all these things, just go to create vector index. So this indexing process will take several minutes to be completed. So this index creation operation consists of three different jobs. So these three different jobs we should have to be completed. So we can click on job details and it will redirect to Azure AI Machine Learning Studio, and there you can see in a flow, running flow, you can see the list of the jobs which is executing. So these are the list of jobs: crack, chunk, and embed data, then update ACS index, then register vector index asset. So these are the three jobs has to be completed. Now the crack chunk and embed data is processing. Wait for several minutes to complete this index creation process. Okay. Okay, after some time, you can see over here in the status, okay, all these jobs successfully completed. Now, so we have created the indexes now, index for the data. Now we need to test the index. So before using the index in a RAG-based prompt flow, so let's verify what it can be used to affect generative AI responses. So just to go to the navigation pane here and click on the playgrounds, and in the playgrounds ensure that GPT-3.5. So try the chat playground. So in the setup pane, ensure that GPT-3.5 Turbo 16K is selected. You just enter a prompt, where can I stay in Dubai? So it will provide some general data, okay, and yeah, we can just go for the answer. So it is providing some generic answers like, okay, some downtown Dubai marinas or Palm Jumeirah. It is just listing out something, right? And in the setup pane, we are going to add your data. So here, expand this add your data and scroll down, and here select available project index. So this is the index which we have created. Just select that. Okay, travel index is selected now. Okay, and here the search type is hybrid vector plus keyword. Now after the index has been added, just provide the chat the same. Okay, this is where can I stay in Dubai. Just enter the same and please wait. So you can see over here, this is based on the data which we have added. See the differences. So this is a generic answer provided first before adding the data, before adding the index into the chat playground setup. And after adding the index, then you can see the difference. Now, our next task is use the index in a prompt flow. So your the vector index which we have created has been saved in this project, right? So we are going to enabling to use it easily in a prompt flow. So for that, firstly, we have to go into the Azure portal, Azure Foundry portal, and then in the project under build and customize here prompt flow. Click on prompt flow, and from here create a new prompt flow by clicking on multi-round Q&A on your data, clicking on clone. Okay, so here the folder name you can provide travel flow and click on clone. So this will create a chatbot which uses LLM and data from your own indexed files to ground multi-round question and answering capabilities in enterprise chat scenarios. Okay, let it complete. If there is any error in troubleshooting or anything, so you can go into the Azure AI service resources and provide a read accessibility to all the system assigned managed identities. So here, yes, it is having some errors. So we should have to go to Azure AI service resource which we have created. I'm going here and here under access control. Then add role assignment. Just selecting reader role. Click on next and select members. And here I'm selecting all the assigned members and click on next and review assign. Okay, I have added the role assignment. Now coming over here and click on clone again. Folder name already exists, so I'm just providing a different folder name. Okay, now click on clone again. Okay, you can see here the graphical representation of this flow. Inputs modify query with history, then lookup, generate prompt context, then prompt variants, chat with context, and then output. It is showing. And here we need to check the first, okay, input. It has to be loaded with the chat input string, and then the output it has to be loaded with chat output and a chat with context dot output and modify query with the history. You can see this, and here the chat history and the chat input is loaded, and in the input lookup input here for the ML index content, select the, okay, empty field. So we are going to enter. So the index type value. Okay, just wait for some more time. Start the compute session first and then go again. And here, okay, it is not loaded. So please wait for some more time. So before lookup, we should have to go for modify query with a history. So modify query with a history here. We need to enter the connection. This is the connection and API is chat and deployment name GPT Turbo 16K, and then the response format is type text, temperature, and these things no need to provide anything over here. Then coming down to the lookup, and here ML index type is, okay, still it is loading. So now the index type is registered index, and in the asset ID, let it loaded, travel index 1, and then click on save. Then for query type, hybrid vector keyword, and queries, this is already populated, and top K is 2, which is already populated, no need to change anything. Now coming into generate prompt context, yeah, the search result object is object lookup dot output, you can see. Then coming into the prompt variants, context, chat history, and the chat output input is populated. Now coming into chat with context, connection, we should have to select. API chat is selected, deployment name GPT 35 Turbo, and here the response type text. And coming over here, the prompt text is prompt variants dot output has been selected. Now we are saving this. So once it's saved, we have to go into the chat here, and I'm going to enter a prompt where I can stay in Dubai. Okay, you can see the result. Yeah, it is providing the result based on the data which we have added. Now, our next task is deploying the flow. Now that we have a working flow which uses our indexed data and we can deploy it as a service to be consumed by Copilot application. So here there is on the toolbar we can see a deploy option. Click on that deploy option, and here endpoint name you can enter. Endpoint is new and the name, default unique name you can enter. Okay, so here this is I'm not going to change anything, and deployment name also I'm not changing, and virtual machine using standard D2S. Okay, and instant counters 2. Then inferencing data collection is enabled, and coming into the advanced. Okay, now next coming into the advanced settings, all these default settings I'm not going to change anything here, and then click on next, and here also nothing is changing, and we can just click on review plus create to deploy this flow. Okay, now coming over here in this Azure AI Foundry portal itself, here click on models plus endpoints under my assets. Keep on refreshing until the new endpoints which we have deployed will be available. It will take some time again to view. Creating state the endpoint. Okay, keep on refreshing. You can see it will get succeeded. Okay, so now this endpoint, okay, this deployment succeeded. It's showing here. Okay, and after succeeding this, we can go for the test page and enter the prompt again. Test it, and here you can type your prompt. So I'm just typing what is there to do in San Francisco. So here it is providing some content and providing a source also along with the content, San Francisco brochure PDF. Okay, so some PDFs we have added in that folder also, right? So from one of that PDF it took the data and provide the source as well. From this source this data has been given. Now we can see the consume page, and here the basic consumption information and consumption option. Here you can see this in JavaScript, in which language you want to see this. Okay, want this source code, you can take it as. Okay, so now we have successfully completed this video tutorial. So if you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell icon for more awesome tutorials. So let's build something amazing together. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for watching.